Hi everyone. Well, only a few more days now and we'll be welcoming back our Prep Year 1 and Year 2 students to school for on-site learning commencing on Tuesday the 26th of May. Still another couple of weeks for our Year 3 to 6 students, but time I'm sure will fly and we'll look forward to having them back as well. In preparation for students and staff being back on site, we have needed to make some changes to the ways in which we operate. And these changes have been put in place to support a safe resumption of school here at Auburn South Primary School. The Department of Education has provided us with really clear guidelines, which has been very useful in the way in which we've been able to put together these for our community. One very important point that I need to make is that unfortunately, from now until we inform you otherwise, only students and staff are allowed onto the school grounds, unless of course you're an authorised visitor. Authorised visitors, that might be you as parents or family members. You might need to collect your children from school early through illness or an appointment or something along those lines. But instead of just turning up to school, you just need to call ahead, get approval, authorisation from a member of the office team, member of the leadership team, and then you'll be able to come in and collect your child. But this is a significant change for our community at Auburn South. We're used to having lots of family members on site, helping in classrooms, being able to drop children off at classroom doors as part of the soft start, pick up at the end of the day. All of those things we've been used to. Unfortunately, that's changing. And at this point, until further notice, only, unless you're an authorised visitor, only staff and students are allowed on the school grounds. Another very important point that I want to highlight, I won't go through everything in detail in this video, but this is something that is also very important for our community, is that if any member of our community is unwell, and that's a student, a staff member or a family member, you must not enter the school grounds. This relates specifically to illnesses that involve having symptoms of that are cold-like or flu-like symptoms, so fever, cough, sore throat, those sorts of symptoms. You must not come to school until those symptoms have cleared. If a child presents at school and they're unwell and they're presenting with symptoms like those that I've just mentioned, we'll treat them with the utmost care, compassion and respect, but we will ask parents to come and collect that child immediately from school. Part of our care for that child will involve the adult member of staff who is caring for them wearing a mask, wearing gloves, and we'll also apply a mask to the child as well, providing that it's not distressing or that it doesn't exacerbate symptoms like coughing or breathing difficulties. But these are some changes in terms of how we manage people or support people when they're feeling unwell. Use of a mask, gloves, hand sanitizer, these sorts of things, which are commonly used, I guess, in hospital and medical settings and other countries around the world. They're things that we're not used to using or doing or applying here in Australia. But they are things that we're going to have to get used to, is that, you know, when we're unwell, we need to use things like masks, and this will become normal in no time at all for our students and family members for that matter. In the same way that we're used to using hand sanitizer regularly throughout the day. When we go into the supermarket, we use hand sanitizer. We get back in the car, we use hand sanitizer. Our hands have probably never been cleaner, and that's something that's a change that we've put in place just a short time ago, really, but something that's become part of what we do just normally. So using things like masks will also become part of that normal practice. We also have implemented and put in, I guess, schedules to support a staggered drop-off of children at the start of the day and a staggered collection of children at the end of the day. There will be 4 times where children will be asked to be dropped at school. The first time is at 8:40 a.m. and this is for children who in years 3 to 6, just for the next 2 weeks, who are still attending school on-site as part of the on-site learning program. Those children, those families have written specifically to me and been given approval for their children to learn on site. We ask that those children arrive at school at 8:40. That will give them time to prepare for their Zoom meetings in the morning and to get ready for online learning for the day. The next band of children is at 8:50 a.m. So they're 10-minute bands, so 8:50 a.m. Children, families, you'll work out what band you're in by your surname. Details have been included in the newsletter. You need to read that very carefully, as we'll be checking surnames as children come into the school. We'll be using hand sanitizer as children come into the school, but it's important that you arrive at the right band. If this is to work, we need every single member of our community to follow the schedule as is planned. If you can't attend or if the band timing doesn't work for you, then your option there is to use Camp Australia before care, so you can drop the children off earlier. And that's anywhere from 7 a.m. in the morning still, right up to 8:30. Band 2 is at 9 a.m. That's a 10-minute band. So band 2 is at 9 a.m. We ask that families in band 2 drop their children Taronga Road or Burgess Street using the kiss and drop, not getting out of cars, dropping kids if you're walking, riding your scooter, dropping them some distance from the gate, avoiding at all cost congregating with other members of the community, other adults, demonstrating that the importance of social distancing or physical distancing between others, particularly the adults on the site or in and around the school grounds and pathways. The third band is at 9:10 a.m. And we ask that those families, again, you use those drop-off points. We'll have staff the majority of our staff will have staff on the Taronga Road gate checking surnames and making sure that children use hand sanitizer on entrance to school. But if you've got children who are a little worried, a little anxious about starting school, my advice to you is that you do a few test runs over the weekend so that you can talk them through it. You might drive past, practice them getting out of the car, walking up to the gate, do a couple of test rehearsals so that it's familiar to your children in and around what that will look like. But also on the day, on Tuesday, to use the Burgess Street entrance. I'll be there, there'll be other members of staff there to provide support. Classroom teachers will be waiting in classrooms as part of, I guess, an extended soft start. They'll be there to welcome them, to provide them with the, I guess, the emotional support that they might need to experience success in this transition back to school. Throughout the day, we have a number of other processes that we've put in place. We'll have staggered playtimes. We've got a cleaner on site for the whole day to maintain, I guess, sanitation of I guess, touch points, tables, toilets, those sorts of facilities across the school throughout the whole day. That will continue through to at least the end of term 3. We anticipate and hope that that will continue beyond that time. All of the drink bubblers have been turned off, so children are asked to bring a drink bottle. They'll be able to fill their drink bottle at different designated stations as well throughout the day as needed. We'll also make sure that children are washing their hands at regular intervals throughout the day. And we've got a schedule that we've put together. Details of that are included in the newsletter. In terms of the collection times, we've got staggered collection points for children. If you arrived first as part of Band 1 at 8:50, then you'll be leaving first in the afternoon, and that will be at 3:10. So those students in Band 1, you arrived at 8:50 and you will be collected then at 3:10. Again, they're 10-minute bands. Younger children, you'll be collected. There'll be members of the leadership team going around to those classrooms to support those children. It's important that every single child knows whether they'll be going to the Taronga Road gate or the Burgess Street gate, and they'll be able to meet you in your cars. And I ask for your patience and your, I guess, support in maintaining a calm, patient environment on the gates of the school. I understand that everyone wants to get their child straight away and get out of here and get on to any other commitments, but it's going to take some time. We ask that everyone is nice and patient. That first band I said is at 3:10 p.m. Band 2 is at 3:20 p.m. and Band 3 is at 3:30 p.m. So again, we'll have all children departed classrooms by 3:30 and I would hope collected by 3:45. Again, Camp Australia operating in the afternoon to provide the support to families that need it, who work longer hours or need to pick up their children a little bit later. I thank every single member of the community for your hard work, your efforts, your patience, your understanding during this time in supporting children through remote learning, and I'm talking specifically to parents and to teachers. You've done just a marvellous job. I said before, I couldn't be prouder of the effort that you've put in and your patience. I hope that from it all you've learned something as a family or as a teacher, and that you've found, I guess, reward in a lot of this process as well. I know that there's parts of it that, I was speaking to some teachers, have just been fun, where we've been able to have real fun with the kids in this remote learning setting. Hopefully some of those great practices that teachers have adopted will continue as we transition back to school. But thank you again for your understanding. If you've got any concerns, please reach out. But we're really excited. We can't wait to see our the smiley faces of our children coming back to school on Tuesday, and then again on the 9th of June with our Year 3 to 6 students. But in the meantime, enjoy these last few days of remote learning and time at home as a family, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in the not too distant future. Bye for now.